Okay, another viewer requested reading on the Mount Athos Monastery. That's a mouthful in Greece. This is an all-male monastery. I guess monasteries are usually all one sex or the other. Anyway, all-male monastery, like no feminine energy allowed, not even from pets. Anyway, it's lovely. I hope I can make this a short reading. And when I looked at the Mount Athos numerology, it's quite funny that it's made up of all of this, the highest divine feminine energy. Anyway, the foundation of the word of this place, Mount Athos, is where are my notes? Is the divine is it's called the eternal consciousness. And of course, that's what this place was built for, to connect with the divine consciousness. However, the foundation of this is the divine feminine aspect of divine consciousness, unity, divine feminine, and connecting with the Christ consciousness frequency. That's the foundation. The other number in there that it represents the highest feminine energy, because everything in creation is made by the feminine energy. So basically, you might as well just say God is feminine. Anyway, it's so a place that's built on the foundation of eternal consciousness, and what they are doing there is burning away. This is the number 21 Shin. Boy, that is the highest feminine fire energy that burns away all of the impurities and concepts to bring you to the number 22, which is completion and enlightenment and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, beautiful numbers for a beautiful name and a beautiful place. Okay, now the universe has a sense of humor. So I just checked in. Can you give me a symbol? I'm so embarrassed to say this, and please, I have utmost respect for this place. It is definitely a holy place. Um, but yeah, the image that came through was quite a large phallic battery operated thing. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, a phallic symbol. And to me, of course, that represents this is a highly male mental, a male energy place that may have um, some more patriarchal human centered perspectives about awakening, spirituality, and things like that. So I guess we could say that's a little bit of a critique. I'm trying to be very careful here. But also I kept, when I was just going a little further after the first image, my head kept turning this way. And it was like I was not allowed, because I put an image of Mount Athos in my vision, and my head would not look forward. And again, what I heard was assuaging, Assuage, assuaging the feminine energy, right? Because it's a distraction, and somehow it's a distraction for them. So that was weird. I couldn't turn my head. It kept switching to the right. Okay, so and just doing like a little check-in on the foundation and its relation. So the foundation, what did I see? Of course, I saw sausage links. So very well grounded in the male energy. That's fine. It's good. No, seriously, it's a very grounded place for male and the male energy. Um, in the sacral area, or how this the relational aspect of this place, what is it doing for the people that are there? I got cooked boiled cabbage, and boiled cabbage, or cabbage in general, spiritually, it represents the human soul, the many layers of the human soul. And cooked cabbage is all about cleansing, purity, humility, purification of the human soul. So that is the relationship that this monastery and the people within it have it, and what they're doing, and how, and kind of how they're interacting with the outer world, and the fact that they're not interacting, they're purifying themselves. Solar plexus, like what is the goal? What is this thing trying to do? Um, and it was kind of a beautiful image, a little weird, but I saw hundreds and hundreds of hands rising up to the sky, like reaching to the sky. And of course, that are it's all these monks, male energy monks, reaching for the divine, which was beautiful. Um, Speaking of the heart area, or we could say the feel of it, right? The heart maybe representing more of a feminine feeling to it. I did see a baby little porcupine. So it represents, a gentle barrier. It's representing innocence with the baby, but the porcupine is a gentle barrier against or away from a true feminine interaction, I guess, feminine interaction with the heart. I'm not quite sure, but let's just go with it. Um, its expressions, of course, I heard the monks, a monk type chanting, everybody chanting the same, except over here, one guy was clanging on something. There was some clanging in the background. And what I could say is my interpretation I don't want to use the word judging, but comparing, excuse me, um, so, like a human thing, a human concept against universal, um, being in harmony with universal truths. The clanging over here was saying something, yes, everyone's singing in unison, except perhaps it's a little bit out of harmony with the cosmic perspective because you are excluding you number one, it's a religion and it's very orthodox Christian religion. So it has heavy set of rules of what you can and cannot do. And there is an exclusionary element to it, right? So it's not quite fully non-dual in its approach, right? It has human-made concepts on how one is supposed to reach enlightenment. Okay, so that's all that I interpret with that image. Okay, so what do we need to know about what can we say about this monastery? And I got hexagram 56. And it's beautiful. It's called the Wanderer, and it represents people who go it alone. And of course, you're going into you're doing something outside of the collective ego. You're following your own path, so you're going to wander this path by yourself. And this is what this monastery provides. It's a place for the wanderer. The wanderer who wants to remove himself from the collective ego and find his path to his true self. Okay. And also it's called now there's a little bit of a critique, I guess, from the universal view of the monastery, and that is it's saying that anyone who's going to a monastery to find God or enlightenment is attempting to free themselves of the illusion by removing distractions of the senses and the external world. I mean, that's great, right? But they also are finding shelter. They think that by following particular sets of rules that they will find God, right? And God will find them. And that's slightly outside of, like, there are no rules. You just go within and you find God within. There are no, if you take a bath this many times a day or whatever, clean your bed or sing or meditate 6-hour days, you find, no, that there's no rules. You just find God within. But this place does offer a place to remove the distractions of the five senses, um, and the outer world in order to allow them to go within. So that's wonderful. However, another little critique, this makes the monks themselves victim of someone else's thinking, whether it be a religion or a culture. See, so that's someone following somebody else's rules in order to find God. Okay, not to, I mean, you understand what I'm saying. Also, another little critique that we could say that they take, I'm going to exclude myself from society and the senses of society. And that, in a way, is saying blaming the world around you for your distractions. There isn't a balance. And in the Gene Key 56, it talks about really you can find enrichment by having a balance between outer world and inner world, that either extreme can be out of alignment, out of harmony with the cosmos. Okay. Anyway, this is it's a beautiful place. I'm not trying to knock it down in any sense of the means, but in any way. Um, yeah, I think, being in a monastery setting, being so inwardly focused also uh, helps the inner flame grow, which is a beautiful thing. So I kind of wish I was in a monastery at times. I always thought that would be wonderful. Oh, and did I tell you that the archetype, of course, in the title, the archetype of the monastery is the Pegasus, the winged horse. And I was like, oh, this is exciting. Let me read it. And let's see. The Pegasus archetype represents divine inspiration and unbridled imagination and the ascension of the human soul. Now, if that doesn't describe the intent, the essence of a monastery, I don't know what does. And regarding imagination, I love that this word came up again. That is the gift that this monastery, this place offers the people within it. And it's Gene Key 64, which is all about imagination and enlightenment, and that it allows, in a way, they are, even if they don't recognize it, even though it's a very kind of masculine energy, apparently they do a lot of creative endeavors, artwork and all that, and plant, whatever, gardening, all that stuff. And that really is tapping into the divine energy, the creative, divine feminine energy within them. So, and that is imagination. And actually, that's the number 21, which was in the numerology, which is the highest level of creation, which is imagination, and it's divine feminine. So I'm thinking that they're just like human feminine energy has to stay away, animals too, which I don't understand. But yeah. Um, I think it's a beautiful place. It's definitely yeah, very sacred, has an aura to it, of course. And yeah, I wouldn't mind spending a little time in a monastery, to be honest. Okay, until next time.